everybody. So we're doing a new adventure today, and today we are chasing waterfalls. We have a few different locations that we're going to try to hit today. It's like we kind of got a late start, but some of these are very short little hikes, and so we're hoping to show you some different waterfalls in Ohio today. So stay with us and check out what we find. So we are standing above Cedar Cliff Falls. This park is literally just like right off the roadside. So the hike for this is literally just like a few steps from the parking lot down here to where the falls area is. But we're about 10 minutes from Clifton Gorge, which will be our next stop today. And this area kind of looks like it's almost like an extension of Clifton Gorge, just because of like the whole area. I mean, it's like a pretty big gorge-like area with a big, deep ravine, and this waterfall comes right over to it. It's a pretty big fall. Now, I think I read somewhere that this might be a man-made waterfall, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But either way, it's absolutely beautiful, very cool. So this is one last look at Cedar Cliff Falls, and we are moving on to our next destination. Okay, so for stop number 2, we are at the Clifton Gorge State Nature Preserve. For me personally, this is probably one of the most spectacular nature preserves in the state of Ohio. It's a little north of Xenia, Ohio. If you've never been here, it's absolutely worth visiting, and come watch our video and you'll find out why. So this is the very first overlook that you come to when you're on the rim trail at Clifton Gorge. And you can see how it looks like this water is just like cut a path through these cliffs. And it's just an absolutely amazing area. But there's some pretty neat features along the trail too. And we're gonna go check it out. So this is the second overlook at Clifton Gorge, and this spot where we're standing, I don't know if you can really see it in the video, but there are holes in the rock down there. And back in the 1800s, there used to be a sawmill and a grist mill here along the edge of the gorge, getting the power from the water rushing through here. You can see this is a pretty incredible place, and the gorge area through here is absolutely gorgeous. So coming down the trail, you come to this spot, and this big rock is called Steamboat Rock. And you can see it's tall and skinny and kind of shaped like a big boat. But the high cliff walls make it absolutely no way that anybody's going to get up on top of that island. But it's a pretty neat little feature down here in Clifton Gorge. So when you're coming down the Clifton Gorge Trail, you'll come across this small waterfall. Probably about, probably 30, 40 feet. But pretty nice. So right here on this site, now this overlook right here is closed off, but there's still the stone foundation of an old paper mill that used to operate on this site. You can see the rock wall foundation right there, but there's nothing left of the mill, but pretty neat area. Lots of rapids through this area, very cool. Up above here where the water's rushing through, you can notice this burl on a tree here that kind of looks like a face. I don't know what it's a face of, but it kind of looks like a face. Kind of crazy. And if you look across the waterway right here, there's this huge boulder that kind of comes up at a point, and there are trees growing out of this thing, very tall trees growing out of this thing. I mean, this is absolutely insane. Absolutely crazy, but very cool. So if you come to Clifton Gorge and you want to make a day hike of it, there are several other trails in the park that all like loop around. But so right here, we've come to the end of the Clifton Gorge Trail, and we're now in John Bryant Park, and you kind of see like the sign here where it says that the nature preserve is ending right here. And this is like, so if you come do the Gorge Trail, this is like really a good spot to come and do a turnaround spot right here. You got the bridge that actually goes over the water that we've been showing you with all the rapids. But it's a nice place just to come down, check it out, and turn around and make your way back up. But it makes it a shorter hike, but there's so much to see coming down the trail. You kind of want to come back up the same way just to see everything, see if there's anything you may have missed. It's an awesome trail. Definitely worth coming to see. the Clifton Gorge Trail, you'll see a sign probably about halfway, maybe 3/4 of the way down before you get to the bridge where the park intersects with the John Bryan Nature Preserve. You'll see a sign for this little cave that they call the Slump Block Cave. And it doesn't go back in here very far, and it's entirely too dark in here for you to see what it looks like. The roof on this thing is, I don't know, probably about 20 feet high. And they're back over in this section over here, you can kind of see a little bit of light coming through, but I think this is just like a boulder jam, so this isn't like a natural arch or anything, but it's still, it's a pretty neat thing to see. One last look at Clifton Gorge. Okay, so we've left Clifton Gorge, and we've now traveled about an hour northwest. We are in Covington, Ohio, and we are at Greenville Falls. So we'll show you what we find here in just a minute. So we're on the south side of Greenville Falls, and this is like the remnants of the old power station that used to be here many years ago. But you can kind of see like the parts, and there's like this very old, I'm not even sure what this thing is used for, but it's kind of neat just like to see these old ruins over here that's from many years ago. So here we are, we're down on the south bank. We're literally just a couple steps from the river, but you can see Greenville Falls right there in the distance. Very pretty waterfall. It's small, but pretty cool. I mean, the amazing thing about this is that where this waterfall is at, this area of Ohio, it's like this area is so flat, and it's mostly farmland, and it's pretty nondescript. So to have a pretty waterfall like this out in the kind of the middle of northwest Ohio is a pretty cool thing to see. Now, one thing that Ohio is not really known for are natural arches, but right across the river we're just downstream from Greenville Falls just a little bit, there is a natural arch. I think this is called Greenville Falls Arch. It's not really accessible, at least that I can see, and where the opening is on this particular arch, it kind of reminds me of a certain sense of kind of like Danger Arch down in Red River Gorge, where it has a sheer drop off on the other end, so it's most certainly not safe to visit it up close and personal. I mean, you might be able to go over the top okay, but it's like I don't know that I want to be around the base of that, because it looks pretty wet and pretty slippery, and that's a pretty long drop there from the mouth of the arch. But that is Greenville Falls Arch, and this is the westernmost arch in the state of Ohio, at least that is publicly known. Okay, because I love natural arches, we decided to walk across the bridge and come back over this other side and see if we could get towards the top of this arch. And as you can see, yeah, it's a pretty solid drop off through this opening. Very similar to like I said earlier, Danger Arch in Red River Gorge, where it has the nice opening, but it goes straight down. It's like, but it does have a nice bridge part that you can actually go over the top of. I'm kind of thinking that this might either be limestone or dolomite, from just looking at it. It's like in knowing some of the other arches that are in Ohio, but this is pretty cool. It's like, I've never seen this one before. This is a new to me arch, and I'm really glad that we came here to find this. Okay, so we're going to conclude our adventure with the Greenville Falls Arch in Greenville Falls. Saw a bunch of waterfalls today. We hiked over 3 miles, but honestly, getting to see this arch that I've never seen pictures of or seen video of, man,
That's pretty cool.
this just topped off the day. This is
was really cool.
really awesome. It's like, so if you ever get a chance to come to Northwest Ohio, it's like you got to come seek out this arch. It's really cool if you're into arches the way we are. But anyway, we hope you enjoy our adventure today. And as always,
get out and hike.
Get out and hike. Have a great week, everybody. And if you like our video, please give us a like and subscribe. Thank you.
Thanks.